Okay. Well, welcome to the April 18th meeting of the Humboldt County Association of Governments Board. And at this time, we'll have a roll call, please.
Chair Johnson,
Here.
Mayor Jones,
Present.
Supervisor Madrone,
Present.
Mayor Burgell,
Here.
Councilmember Atkins Salazar,
Here.
Councilmember Jorgensen,
Here.
Councilmember West,
Here.
Councilmember Orr, PAC member Alex Stillman, and PAC member Allstrand.
All right, thank you. And at this time, we will adjourn as the HCOG Board and reconvene as the Policy Advisory Committee. And our first order of business is to ask for public comment on non-agenda items. And I don't see any. So we'll move to our next item, which is a presentation, proclamation for the Bike Month. And Councilmember Jack West will read that.
Thank you. This is the proclamation of the Humboldt County Association of Governments Board of Directors recognizing May 2024 as Humboldt Bike Month. Whereas bicycling is part of the solution for addressing transportation needs such as increasing mobility for youth and other people who do not drive, providing low-cost transportation options, and increasing access and connectivity while reducing traffic congestion. And whereas bicycle infrastructure takes up less land and costs less to build and maintain than automobile infrastructure, for instance, 12 bike spaces fit into one parking space. And whereas bicycling is an economic driver in areas with commuter or recreational bike facilities. Study after study shows that locally based retail sales go up with bicycle improvements and that people spend more money overall at local businesses when they bike than when they drive. And whereas bicycle travel helps improve air quality and can help us achieve the goals of the Global Warming Solutions Act of 2006, which requires Californians to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by 80% by 2050. And whereas bicycling commuting promotes the physical activity, which leads to better fitness, lower health care costs, and improved mental health due to stress reduction. Employees who commute by bicycle on average have fewer sick days and higher productivity. And whereas the Humboldt County Association of Governments supports bicycle and pedestrian planning as a regional transportation priority and has adopted safe and sustainable transportation targets to double the number of all trips made by walking, bicycling, and transit. And whereas HCOG supports member jurisdictions in their efforts to further regional bicycle infrastructure. And whereas the month of May is National Bike Month, which promotes the bicycle as a means of transportation and recreation, and May is also Clean Air Month, which promotes air quality. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of the Humboldt County Association of Governments finds increasing bicycle use is the local, state, national, and global interest, and proclaims May 2024 as Humboldt Bike Month, and encourages member jurisdictions to adopt similar proclamations supporting Bike Month, and urges citizens to participate in these and other activities that contribute to the health and vitality of the community and the environment. And I agree completely.
Yeah, I'll come grab it. This is going to be accepted by Rick Knapp.
I don't think so. It's just brought in.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the board. My name is Rick Knapp. I'm the president of the Humboldt Bay Bicycle Commuters Association, also on the Bike Month Humboldt Coalition. And I appreciate this and would encourage you to participate in some of our events this year. One specific one is a bicycle celebration that's going to be at the Jefferson Center on the park side. And that will be May 18th from 11 to 2. So there'll be lots of organizations there, a lot of opportunities to give encouragement to bicyclists. I'd also like to express appreciation for the efforts of your staff, Una Smith in particular, and and Stevie Luther, both of which have spent countless hours promoting the use of the bicycle and provisions in the HCOG plan and planning efforts, and working with our coalition. So without them, we wouldn't be nearly as effective. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And as a matter of fact, I believe Stevie has some updates for us on the bicycle infrastructure and projects we've been working on.
Right? Good.
Great. Yeah, and thanks, Rick, for all his tireless efforts over the years. So I'm Stevie Luther. I just wanted to give an update on the Bike Month events that we have planned. There's a lot going on. I'll be tabling this weekend in Arcata at the Zero Waste Market, getting the word out, and as well in McKinleyville at Pearson Park on Sunday for the Decolonizing Economics Summit. So we're encouraging folks to sign up for the Bike Challenge, which runs throughout the month of May. And you can sign up on Love to Ride. This is a national platform that HCOG has paid the fee for, so it's free for everybody to sign up. And it's a really fun, gamified way to motivate yourself. You can join as a workplace and encourage your coworkers to bike, and just kind of set your own goals for fitness or health, or get into the competitive spirit and try to win and get the top spot. So there's more info on how to sign up for that at bikemonthhumboldt.org. And they're also really encouraging people to download the new smartphone application, which is available in the Google Play Store or on the Apple Store. And that will automatically track your rides. And you can also input information in there about the comfort level of your ride. So planners can get that information and help make better bicycle infrastructure. A few other events going on. We have 2 bike rodeos. We're excited to have one in the city of Blue Lake. Mad River Brewing Company is doing a bike rodeo and clinic on May 4th from 1 to 5 p.m. Then we're also, our friends at the Coalition for Responsible Transportation Priorities are doing a street story ride in Arcata on Sunday, May 5th. And they'll introduce folks to the street story application where they can report on safety hazards. And then, as Rick mentioned, our big bike celebration on Saturday, May 18th. And yeah, there's more info on bikemonthhumboldt.org for a few other events going on. One other one I should mention is a new club is starting up, the Humboldt Cyclists organization, and they're doing a group ride every Friday at 6 p.m. at the Arcata Library, and that's an all levels group ride that folks can join. So yeah, we're really excited to have a fun bike month and encourage folks to sign up to Love to Ride if you haven't yet, and check out bikemonthhumboldt.org for more info. Thanks.
Well, thank you for the update, and I believe Supervisor Madrone had a comment before.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, thank you, Stevie and Una, for your hard work on all this. I know you guys really put a lot of heart and soul to all this, and we've got such great partners to work with as well. I also want to mention to Rick, sitting back there, Rick is quite a humble individual. Many of you may not know that the ability to even ride your bicycle on Highway 101 in the 1st District here, District 1, is because of Rick Knapp. Really solely on his shoulders, both before and after he became district director, championed the ability of people to be able to make that ride. So thank you, Rick. It's good to see you after a while out. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
What a milestone, right?
Well, thank you for all the information, and we look forward to seeing how well attended the bike events are this month.
Right. Thank you.
And we move on to the consent calendar. We have 4 items: approval of the meeting record from March 21st, the fiscal year 23-24 overall work plan and amendment for amendment number 2, the fiscal year 24-25 overall work program, and the budget, the final draft, and the 23-24 low carbon transit operation program allocations. Is there anyone that would like to pull anything? Is there any public comment? Don't see any. Well, do we have a motion? We have a motion and a second.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. So there are no items removed from the consent calendar, and we have no action items, but we do have some exciting informational items in our HCOG new website.
With occasionally visiting our current website. So I want to show that one first. Oh, this is sorry. Hang on one sec. Yeah. Just want to kind of show you where we've been and where we're headed as of Monday. We'll go live with the new version. So this is what our current HCOG website looks like. It was designed about 10 years ago and has been, I will give it a lot of credit that it is functional and it is robust in terms of the amount of information we have stored on there and the amount of search functions. So we feel like transparency is achieved. Sort of modern feel and excitement is not achieved. 10 years ago when this was designed, it was kind of like, the style at that time. One of the other downfalls of our current design is it doesn't show up well on a phone. So if you're really not, it's not like optimized for that. So, 10 years is a good span to just kind of do a revamp, and a lot of new trends have come along kind of in website design. So, just kind of going from where we've been, and now, Amy, let's move over to I got the thing, to our new one. So here is the change. So this is absolutely optimized so people can view it completely on their phone. We still have robust search functions, so we still want to achieve that transparency. I think overall, the kind of feel to it is really more about like telling the story of HCOG, not so much just like the nuts and bolts, like here's a meeting, here's a calendar, but really kind of like what are we all about? So we went with more modes, greater benefits, stronger communities. As we scroll down on the homepage, we've got just kind of tying back into those really high level priorities in our regional transportation plan with climate preparedness, public safety and health, equity and inclusiveness, and housing and vibrant neighborhoods, and how all that ties together. And then we still have all the regular, calendars, programs and projects, all that stuff is still on here. So I'm not going to flip through everything, but just to let you know that it is going live. We're pretty excited about it. We did really give a lot of thought in terms of wanting it to be, look fresh and exciting, but not be busy, so that people, especially in our rural regions that don't have great internet access or speeds, there's not a lot of like flashing, moving things on here. So hopefully it loads up pretty well for people, regardless of what they've got going on with their internet speeds. So we gave that some thought. But yeah, we're delighted to have it done. I give a lot of credit to Una Smith. She was the lead on this project, and it's a heavy lift to go through a website. It looks really nice when we kind of start going through our programs and projects, for example. We try to keep it really simple with just a little intro, and then just really nice, clean, things we can drill in on. So I think it took a lot of sort of strategizing. The firm we work with was a local firm, Accelerant, and they did a great job working with us. But yeah, I think it's cleaner. I think it's definitely more modern. We're very happy that it's going to be accessible on people's phones more clearly. And just encourage you all, I think by Monday it'll be live, so that switch will just be made. We can still, one thing that's important to us is to be able to make these updates in-house. So we use the firm to help us, kind of build the web page out, but we need to be able to put up the board meeting notes and change pictures out and things like that. And so we can absolutely do all that in-house very easily. So we're just excited. So we wanted to share and let the board know, if you visit the HCOG website and it looks different, you're still in the right place. So that's that.
I think often the hardest part is reconnecting all the links for all the documents and history that's still in there that people still use. So thank
Yep.
you, and thank Una for all of her work on that. And with that, by motion, we will reconvene as the HCOG board and approve the PAC recommendations.
I so move.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, and we have vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. So with that, we will come to the HCOG Executive Director's report.
Okay, I do have a few updates. We were just awarded. This was a great thing that we learned just earlier this week. That we were awarded the Regional Planning Assistance Discretionary Grant for a hydrogen fuel siting analysis for the whole North State region. So this is something we've been working with HTA on. As you know, their TERSIP grant is allowing them to purchase 11 hydrogen buses. They will have a hydrogen fueling station at the HTA maintenance yard, and that will be the only hydrogen station for quite many hours. So it's really imperative, if we're going to build out this network, to think about, what do other transit agencies need? One of the things HTA is doing is kind of spearheading. They'll have a bus that is like actually new technology to see how far it can go, because we have long distances, difficult terrain. So it really will be kind of the model, assuming that it works as planned, that other rural agencies can then, get that same equipment and know it'll work in their area, but it will be hydrogen dependent. So it really is going to be dependent on a large network. So this was something that we've put in a couple of TERSIP grants that haven't been funded. The idea to do this regional analysis, it just hasn't, the funding hadn't come through, and we had this great opportunity with this discretionary regional planning assistance through Caltrans. It's basically a fund that is comprised of certain COGs, if you can believe this, don't actually use all the regional planning assistance funds. And these tend to be the really small jurisdictions that maybe their COG is run by, the County Public Works Department or something like that. They don't really have, a whole lot of extra efforts going on in terms of planning beyond the bare minimum. And so that money comes back to kind of a collective pot, and then they ask the regional jurisdictions, how would you want to spend this? So we get a chance to apply for that. So that's where this money is coming from. It's a pretty, as far as grant writing goes, it's a pretty easy lift. So it's great that we were able to take advantage of it, and then we can benefit the whole North State. So we'll be, either working directly with Shots Energy on that or going out to bid for a consultant. But all that work will be covered by the grant, and we'll be working closely with the North State Super Region on that. And they have a particularly zero emission vehicle transition working group that we'll be coordinating with, and some of the other counties, such as Nevada County, they've expressed a lot of interest in seeing this study completed. So we're happy we can kind of step up and help with that, and finally find a way to get that study funded. Then we are still switching gears here. We're still getting ready for our site visit with Studio 6 for the marketing for their photo shoot that they're coming to do. It's been a real adventure, lining all that up and getting models on board. So you may have received the email seeing if you wanted to be a model on the transit system. Thanks to those of you who have responded. It's not too late. If the site visit will be happening April 29th through May 3rd, and it's the last 2 days. So May 2nd and 3rd, which is a Thursday and Friday. That's when we're doing the photo shoots. But yeah, it's been an adventure so far. The folks from Studio 6 insist that this is going to be a really fun week. We're all going to have so much fun on the bus. So their first couple days are actually going to be spent just riding the entire transit system. So we're going to go as far as Benbow out to Willow Creek, and really they'll get to really experience all of Humboldt. So that's great. But if you're interested in being a model, or if you know others that might be, please go ahead and pass that along. We're definitely looking for diversity in all kinds of diversity, and especially in terms of age. So having youth participate, having our elders participate. So definitely, let people know that that's an option. And then, as you heard, just Bike Month is next month. We have all that. Please, come out for those events if you can. We're really excited to have so many jurisdictions participating in the events. I'm not sure if we mentioned it, but there's also bike-friendly businesses. So a big thanks goes out to all of our local businesses who are participating. They're offering, different discounts and things like that if you show up with your helmet or show that you're riding. So that's wonderful to have that kind of collaboration. And then just a final quick update on RENA, which is the Regional Housing Needs Allocation. We're many years out for that, but I think I've mentioned before that we've been hosting these regional coordination, their quarterly meetings. We bring in all the planning directors from all the jurisdictions just to kind of early socialize these kind of what will be coming. We don't, it'll be many years. We don't have to do ours. I don't think it'll even start till 2026. But it's good to just kind of keep these conversations flowing about how we might want to approach that. I think the directors appreciate having some time to interact and consult with each other. So I just wanted to put that on your radar. We'll be having that meeting next week, and we've been doing it, like I said, quarterly, so it'll be our 5th meeting. So we've been doing it 1 full year now, and like I said, it seems to be well received. But there's not really any outcomes. We're mainly just information sharing. But when there are some outcomes, we'll certainly be bringing those back to your board for updates. But just big thanks to all of the staff in your jurisdictions that continue to show up for those meetings and participate. So that's it for me.
Well, thank you. And come to Caltrans report. I don't know if
Yeah, this might be, we have Jeff Pimentel, but that's not his name. We'll see if he's Derek Howard today.
he might be Derek Howard.
He did mention he'd be on his phone, so I don't know. Okay. All right, maybe no Caltrans.
Well, we'll see if we have a PAC member report from the Humboldt Transit Authority.
Yes, I'll be glad to say a few words. So I just wanted to let you know that we've had wraps on all the buses for quite a while. We still have contracts that haven't been finished on the wraps, but once they are concluded, we won't have any more wraps on the buses. And what you'll see a few buses right now here and there that just say Ride Humboldt. They look great, and that's what we're going to have from now on. The other, well, I don't know when the contracts will all be up, but people paid a lot of money for those contracts to have the buses wrapped, and so we won't not in their contract until it happens. Also, we're working on all the bus passes, and so they're all going to say for all the systems, Ride Humboldt. So it'll be Arcadas, Eurekas, and Humboldt, whomever else we have. So I just wanted to give these all to you. They're like little magnets. You could possibly put them somewhere or share them with your council members. And they have this is the new logo. And HCOG is going to be promoting this whole thing. Beth, you want to mention a few things about that?
Yeah, so the Ride Humboldt, that ties into the site visit with the marketing firm that's coming. So that is really what they're going to be here to promote, is that new Ride Humboldt brand. And so, as Alex mentioned, a couple buses have been wrapped with the Ride Humboldt brand already. So we'll be taking those buses out for the photo shoots. We also will be getting like T-shirts delivered with Ride Humboldt. And really, I think, HCOG will be helping continually, with the marketing contract with Studio 6's assistance. But the whole theme of Ride Humboldt is really to show that we've got the unified system, and it's a tap on, tap off with a cap in terms of what you're going to pay. So it's meant to just make it as simple as possible and have the most kind of clear basic fare structure as possible as well. We are reaching out to folks like Fortuna and Europe Transit and making sure that we can all anybody who wants to kind of display the Ride Humboldt logo would be participating in that same, that have the same tap on, tap off machine. You could use, for example, your debit card if you had it. There'd be you could still use cash. You could, there'll be lots of different ways. But it can be that simple to just, as long as you're using the same bank card, you could get on. You don't need to worry about exact change. The idea is just reduce the barriers, get it more convenient, make sure people are able to understand that, when they see that Ride Humboldt logo, whether you're on the Arcata bus or you're on an HTA bus or Eureka Transit, you're part of the same system. So we'll be, helping with all of that.
we have had people ask, why is the Arcata bus running down the street in Eureka? And it's because now, Arcata system is, for a long time, HCA, we've kept all our buses there and had maintenance and so forth. But now we've joined in, we're probably on a trial period, but we've joined into Humboldt Transit to have them manage our buses and to hire all the drivers for us. And we're really happy to see that we've joined in. So now we're all part of Ride to Humboldt. So thank you very much.
Well,
Do you have any
thank you.
questions? I would suggest, I have a suggestion. I would suggest that Rick, you get him to be on one of your buses with his bicycle and loading it onto the front. And I'm sure he would be more than willing to do that. And then he could get off in Willow Creek and whatever and get back on.
He'd probably be happy to get off and then ride back.
No, that would be a suggestion I have.
I think the only problem I was seeing with that date is on May 3rd, some of us may be going to the League of Cities meeting in Rio Dell from 1 on. So that was the conflict I had when I heard about the dates of this event. Yeah, it's Friday, May 3rd.
But
and Rio
perfect.
Dell
We
is
could all ride the bus.
hosting it. That's right. Well, yes and no. Okay.
And yes, Mayor Burgell.
Thank you. So with the promotion that's going to be happening, is that beginning already, or is there anything out there on social media already that we can share, that we can really start beginning to get people in touch with this?
Right now, the only thing we really have, like from the HCOG side, is the request for models. So what will happen is once we have the photo shoot, that's when our consultants will really start building all that collateral material that they'll help us be able to form social media posts. We'll have this big photo inventory so that, they'll kind of make some for us, and then we'll be able to draw from those photos and sort of the template and make our own as time goes on. So it'll become, more of our effort than theirs, over time. But right at this moment, we're still at the early stages. So yeah, there's just a couple buses that are wrapped, and we're sort of trying everything out. But very soon, I think there'll be much more information we can share and materials that'll look great that we can kind of start spreading the word. And we'll definitely have it optimized, print materials, but definitely social media, that kind of thing is really kind of where we're headed with all of it.
And I'm curious, is before all this happens, is it appropriate that we take and share this is coming?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you. And I'll be passing these out. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other board members have anything to? Yeah, well, we may have reached the end of our
Wow, that was quick.
meeting for the day.
I like it.
So thank you all. We'll be adjourned.